Hi, this is me, Detox, and you're watching Jamar84's YouTube channel.
What's going on YouTube?
Jamar.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is boy, Jamar84 here once again.
What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar84 here once again, and we're here to review episode 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Bitch. When I tell you, watching this particular episode, now, if y'all saw in the previous clip, this past Saturday, well, at this point it's Tuesday, so 3 days ago at this point, I went to this club in Houston called South Beach, and where Katya was performing, and girl, first of all, Katya is just as ignorant and ridiculous as she is on TV. That is exactly who she is in real life. And I loved her. But she was just talking about how episode 8 was going to be just jaw-dropping and just make you want to scream and shit. Well, I'm just like, well, they said that about all the episodes, so I'll just wait and see. Baby, let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. So, first, the queens come back after Max's elimination. God help me. Bring me through. Because y'all know how I feel about my Max. And they come back again, and they're like, can we strike for there being another bitch to come back? Because we ain't too familiar and keen on this whole idea. So RuPaul comes in, and just every minute, I'm just sitting here waiting to see, okay, who are they going to bring back? What, like, we don't already know, but we're just going to see how he's going to do this. And so he's like, so I told you about, mentioning something about a queen coming back, and the door opens, and I'm just like, oh shit, oh shit. And who walks through the goddamn door? Miss Latrice Royale, baby. Yes, God, Latrice, come on through from season 4. And she's wearing that women's, what is it? Patrol officer? She's wearing that women prison officer suit that she had on in that skit, where she was like, keep those nuts away from my face. I loved it. I loved it all. So she's coming in, and I'm like, what's gonna go down? So they do like a Orange is the New Drag, they called it. Shout out to Orange is the New Black, which is coming back in season 3 in like 2 months. So they did like an Orange is the New Drag, and they all just dressed in. I guess they had like maybe what 15 minutes again to put some sort of drag costume together that was like a prison thing, and you know they all. You know, it was cute, but the person I wanted to point out was Katya. Katya had some sort of leopard face mask thing going on, and it was just fantastic. I loved it. They each had like their own little cute little nicknames or whatever. But once again, I don't know how these things are judged because Kennedy won this challenge and Kennedy didn't. I mean, of the ones that she didn't stand out for me. The ones that stood out to me were Miss Fame and Katya. Just as far as remembering them, I remember Kennedy because they said that her knees were ashy. But it is what it is. Speaking of Kennedy, Kennedy's supposed to be in Houston this weekend on Saturday. I'm more than likely I'm gonna go and see her perform and, you know, probably take a picture with her and everything, but only I think it's because, one, for collection purposes, just so I can say I did it, and two, because I know Kennedy can put on a good show. I've seen her on YouTube, the bitch turns it out. I may not fuck with you too bad on the whole show deal, but I think I might go and just see her just because I know she puts on a good show. But anyway, where are we at? Kennedy wins. Okay. This is the part where shit went down. Okay, so now after that, everybody's okay. So I mentioned a queen coming back, and we're all just like, what the fuck is he about to pull out? So the door opens, and who's the first to walk through the fucking door? Trixie. And I'm just like, well, we all knew it. I'm not shocked. But then the door opened again. And this is when I literally screamed. I'm sitting in my apartment and I literally let out a loud ass scream, which somebody probably thought somebody was in here getting raped. The door opened again and Tempest came back. I was like, I could not take breath. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then Candy Ho came back. And then Jasmine Masters came back. Sasha Bell. Max. And you know when Max came back on the screen, I couldn't jump higher for joy. And of course, Mr. Sasha Davis came back too. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? I'm like, wait. He's talking like, oh, well, they all came back. I guess we're just going to start over. I'm like, wait, bitch. No, that can't be what's about to happen right now. That just can't be what's about to happen. Now, I know there's no way he's just going to push the reset button on this season and start this whole bitch over. Even though I would be secretly excited just to watch it play out again. But then that would be fucking unfair to the people who are still in the competition. But either way it goes, all the bitches are back. I was just so taken aback and just like, I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, what the fuck does Rupaul have up his fucking sleeve? Because I just can't do it right now. And so he says that the challenge is, since Kennedy won, they're going to be paired together with an eliminated queen as conjoined twins. And Kennedy gets to put the people together. I'm like, oh shit. This is oh, and they have to make the person who's still in the competition make the eliminated queen their twin to look like them. I'm just like, oh boy. Oh boy. So here were the pairings. Kennedy, since she's won the challenge, she got to pick, and of course she picked her girl Jasmine Masters. Ginger got paired with Sasha Bell. Trixie got paired with Pearl. So it was like a little reunion. Aw, cute. Candy Ho got paired with Miss Fame. Mrs. Kasha Davis got paired with Katya. And Violet got paired with Max. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, Lord. Sorry about that, y'all. And so RuPaul's going around the room to, you know, various couples and whatnot, this, that, and the fourth, asking. She goes over to Miss Fame and Candy Ho, and she asks, sorry, I'm about to be ghetto and be lotioning up my foot while I do this review. Forgive me for being ratchet, but it just bothers me that it's as dry as it is. But I've been so ratchet, but you know what? We family, y'all. But anywho, she's going around and she goes over to Miss Fame and Candy Ho, and she's like, well, what did you guys get to? So I'm having all sorts of shit going on. Hell, I'm trying to, you know, lotion my foot, and my dad done called mid-video and shit. Anywho, as I was trying to say, so Miss Fame, you know, starts talking about how she and Candy didn't get to have a chance to connect while she was still in the race, but now she's like, I feel like she's just an awesome person. I feel like she has this really fearless personality and something that I really need in my life. And blah 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 blah. And we just like, shut the fuck up. Miss Faye just has a very bad habit of having diarrhea of the fucking mouth. Like, girl, just answer the question. Oh. And I swear Miss Fame does this on purpose. She has to do this on purpose. RuPaul has done this at least 4 or 5 times. And he's asked, how is your head? And yet she starts going, well, blah, 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 blah. No, bitch, no. She's like, I tried to tell you this joke at least 4 to 5 times. And you still have yet to get it. So I'm going to ask you this question again. And he's like, how is your head? And Miss Fame's like, fine. Oh my God, Lord, just bless her. I thought she was playing a joke, but no, that bitch was dead ass. She did not get it. Oh, poor baby. Anywho, who else did I want to talk about? So Ginger starts having this breakdown because I didn't realize that Ginger didn't know how to sew. So she's trying to put together this costume with Sasha Bell, and they decide to be, you know, they're trying to figure out what to be connected by, and they said they're going to be connected by the tits. And this makes me want to go and ask the question, excuse me, like, so I know they're kind of briefed on what to bring, you know, for the competition, but I'm pretty sure they didn't know that they were going to be conjoined with an eliminated queen at the time. So I'm like, I guess that's when they had to make double of everything. But it seemed like when it came to like the wigs, like, did they just happen to have 2 of the same wig? You know, it's just questions like that. But anyway, and I want to know where did Ginger and Sasha Bell get their conjoined titty styrofoam? I guess that's what that was. Styrofoam thingamabob. Like, where'd they get that from? Because it looked awful, by the way. It just came out looking horrible. But Ginger starts to have like a little breakdown, and she's like, well, I've always been the top, and I'm not really a good sewer. And Sasha Bell's over there talking to all the queens, asking them what do you think about the game? Like, how have you been doing in the game so far? Basically trying to make it seem like she's just distracted and not trying to help out and shit. And so Ginger's just goes over and talks to Katya, which I guess is her good girlfriend in the show, and just like, I'm about to fucking lose my shit. I'm ready to just start packing up and going home because I know I'm gonna get eliminated. And everybody's just like, they've never seen Ginger this rattled. And I'm like, well, bitch, if you gonna go home, hell, bye. I won't miss you. Just saying. Where are we? I think I'm almost due with the actual show itself. I gagged over when they released the rest of the bitches in the goddamn workroom, y'all. Like, oh my God. I wish I could have got my live reaction. I screamed and started hopping around my apartment. But, let's see. So we learn, you know, while they're doing the makeup, Wait, did I talk about the... I forgot to say that Tempest was matched with Jaden. I forgot to say that. I forgot to write that down. And we're just like, now how the fuck are they going to make each other look like twins? Because Tempest was like, I am not about to sit here and do blackface. So he was like, Kennedy knows exactly what she's doing. And I'm just like, shit, probably, hell, I would too. I would be thinking of strategy too. Shit, this is still a game, girl. This is still a game. So what I wanted to say about Tempest, you know, the emotional moment of the show, we realized that, you know, Tempest went through that whole therapy thing, like basically like that camp where they tried to force you to be straight and, you know, put you probably through some sort of shock therapy I've seen. And I'm just like, oh my God, that is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. Like, y'all are trying to literally force people to not be who they are and to take on this persona of something that's not even real. Like, I'm not even gonna get into that. But I just want to give my hats off to Miss Tempest du jour for making it through that. And did y'all see that Violet was coinciding and agreeing that that's some fucked up shit? And even Miss Kasha Davis had to admit, you know what? I'm very proud of Violet and how far she's come. Because I can actually tolerate Violet. I'm actually becoming a bigger and bigger fan. Now that she's sort of stopped being a huge cunt, I can actually deal with her. And somebody else, Trixie gave the story of, you know, how he came up with his drag name, and his stepfather would always, you know, badger him and say all sorts of awful, mean things about him, and that his word, I guess instead of using the word faggot, he probably called him a little Trixie, which is, I guess, is supposed to be some sort of negative annotation word, like a little fairy or something like that. And so he ended up taking that name that used to have so much pain associated with it and celebrated it and turned it into Trixie Mattel, his drag character. So that's a giant F-U to your ignorant stepfather. So shout out to you, Trixie. But, so they came down this runway, and they're like conjoined and whatnot. Kennedy Davenport and Jasmine Masters had like a pink little deal going on there. They did look like identical twins. They really, really did. I was like, y'all did that. Y'all did that. Ginger and Sasha Bell, Lord have mercy, they had this big titty. It looked like they had, I can't even think of a shape. It just did not look well. It just did not look proportioned. I feel like they should have been smaller. They shouldn't have tried to make the tits so big, I think. But, let's see. Trixie and Pearl. Oh my God. The concept, the look was everything. It was like a conjoined twin. One was like the pretty twin and one was like ugly. And so Trixie decided to take this opportunity to be like the ugly one and really ham it up. Like, she had the spots on her face, the acne, she had the brace, she had the braces, and it was just, I loved it. I loved every single minute of it. And Pearl was playing like the sister trying to tell her to smile, like, oh, you're getting on my nerves, you're just in the way, you know, that type of sister going on. Let's see. Candy Ho and Miss Fame had a little surgical thing going on, been there, done that, seen it, don't want to see it again. Kasha Davis and Katya, they were playing two characters that I wasn't familiar with. I wish I knew, just because they were really funny. They were connected at the fucking vagina. Only Katya would come up with something like that. Violet and Max. Oh my God. I was like, Violet, if you can get Max back in this competition, I would take back everything I said about you. I would take back everything I said about you. But all in all, it didn't work out, unfortunately. But it was awesome to see Max on the screen again, one last time. So we get to the bottom, well, really the bottom three, and it's between Ginger Minge, Miss Fame, and Jaden. Now, when it came down to this bottom three again, I'm like, okay, Jaden 9 times out of 10 is going to be in the bottom two again. And y'all know the rules to RuPaul's Drag Race. It is held up true and truer each time it happens. The third time that you lip sync, you always go home. So this would be Jaden's third time in the bottom two. And it would be either Miss Fame or Ginger. And I'm like, okay, just based off the rules, I know whoever Jaden goes against is going to win just because Jaden's lip synced 2 times already. So he's going to go home regardless. So it's either between Miss Fame and Jaden. Now I'm like, okay, Miss Fame has eluded. Do y'all know Miss Fame has eluded the bottom 2 into lip sync like 5 times? Like she's been in the bottom 3 multiple times, and just at the last second they say she's safe. And so Ginger and Jaden Dior Fierce have to lip sync for their life. And I'm thinking they were going to lip sync separate. Nope. They had to lip sync as conjoined. So you had 4 bitches up there. You had, Lord, you got Sasha Bell and Ginger Minj attached to the damn titties. Trying to lip sync and shit. And then them shit just came off. They was rolling on the ground. They finally did separate, and Ginger's wig came off. Sasha's was hanging on by a thread. And it was just a mess. And then I love Tempest, but Tempest was still doing the same shtick from her own lip sync. The noodly arms. And while Jaden was trying to, move across the floor, but she couldn't move because Tempest was back there just. But I was like, poor Jaden. He didn't even really turn it like he did the first few times he did the lip sync. I guess he just probably felt defeated at this point. He knows the rule of a Drag Race. You lip sync 3 times, you going. Don't matter what you do, baby. So, Ginger, Shantae, you stay. Jaden Dior Fierce, sashay away. And it's sad to see Jaden go. Jaden's, he's been a positive, viewpoint on the show. I've enjoyed seeing him on my screen, and it's sad to see him go, but it is what it is. So then we get to Untucked. And I knew this was going to be a very interesting Untucked now that all the bitches are back. I'm just like, oh boy. Here we go. So basically, this Untucked was about... First, it started with Ginger Minj, sorry. Not Ginger Minj. Kennedy Davenport complaining that she was called a pageant queen out there on the stage. And...
It's 11 o'clock.
Girl, she was called the pageant queen out on the stage, and she's like, well, I am a pageant girl, but the challenges that I want have been funny. Like, everybody's not going to be a pageant girl, and this, that, and forth, and blah, 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 blah. And while she's going through her rant, Tempest was just like, hey, if opinions are like assholes, everybody got one, this, that, and forth. And Kennedy tried to jump on her like, look, you've been in this, we've been in this game for such and such, I'm tired of seeing it. And she's like, well, Tempest was the first to try to say something, and you were the first to go home. Like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, all he said was that opinions are like assholes. Like, they're gonna have their opinion. It is what it is. Don't be trying to get mad and throw shade just because he said opinions are assholes. It's just the truth. She was just trying to calm you down. Like, bitch, this happens. You're supposed to be an elder queen and know all about this, so you should know that the shit like this, it just happens. You're not shit. You're still safe, aren't you? Shit. And Miss Faye was going on and on about how she does not want Jasmine Masters back. She hated the fact that Jasmine packed up and wasn't really, trying to be here, and she didn't appreciate that, which I understand. I can definitely understand where Miss Fame was coming from. And lastly, the part that was about the Untucked that was interesting to me was Tempest asking Kennedy, so what was the what was your idea? What was your planning behind pairing the people up for this challenge? And at first, Kennedy started off like, well, I paired me and Jasmine because we're cool, and I paired this person with that person because they complement each other, and I knew that she could paint her. They kind of look alike. This, that, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, but see, you shouldn't do that because you're kind of helping them in the competition. But I'm like, okay, Kennedy, this is the pageant answer that you're giving, the safe answer. And it was almost like Violet tried to help her in the question, like, yeah, she paired up with everybody who could do such and such and blah, blah, blah. and tried to make like, and then Kennedy stopped talking, trying to make like seem like she answered the question. Tempest was like, we not done. Keep going. Keep going. You paired her with her. Why? Okay, She was trying to get to the point, okay, bitch, why did you pair me with Jaden when you know I'm tall, he's short, I'm white, he's black. We can't look anything else alike without me being offensive, doing blackface. Like, why? Like, you did this out of calculation, bitch. And he gonna try to say, like, oh, no, it wasn't calculated. It was just, you know, you're the last one left and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Kennedy, you ain't fooling nobody, bitch. You did that. It's kind of fucked up you would do that to Jaden. But I guess if it was hard to be or look like anybody, it probably would be hard for her to look like Jaden out of all the people. But even though the look actually was Tempest's best look, I really did like how she looked. So it looked good on Jaden's whole aesthetic looked good on her. So I liked the shit. But that was pretty much the episode, you guys. This was a really interesting episode. I loved it personally, and it's almost like Trixie just replaced Jaden in the competition almost. So we're going to see how Trixie goes from this point forward. She had a real strong, you know, look this week. So we're going to see if she's going to keep this up. She says there's a new fire under her ass, so we'll just see. But it's good to have Trixie back in the competition. I can say that of all the queens, I would probably be more interested to see more of what she had to offer. So we'll see. Oh, damn, this video is long. Oh, well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you like, share, and comment on the page. Tweet it out on your Twitters to the queens and Rupaul. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington.